Hello, you are most welcome to Technical Pathfinder, the Learning Center. In numerical series, we are going to solve one more numerical from electrical machines. Example 6.13 is based on torque ratio and current ratio relations with respect to slip of induction machines. It is given a 10 kilowatt 400 volt 3 phase 4 pole 50 Hz slip ring induction motor develops rated output. Rated output is 10 kilowatt is given at rated voltage and frequency, and with its slip rings short circuited. The maximum torque equal to twice the full load torque occurs at slip of 10%. So maximum torque occurs at 10% of slip with zero external resistance in the rotor circuit. Stator resistance and rotational loads are neglected, and then we have to determine these things. Actually, this problem has two parts. In first part, he is saying that resistance is neglected, so zero external resistance for the 6 problems. After that, he is saying the rotor resistance is now trebled by inserting external resistance in the rotor circuit. So at the previous condition, rotor circuit is only present and zero external resistance is there, but now rotor resistance is become 3 times because 2 times of rotor resistance is added in the external resistance. Now we have to find these problems after this implementation. In first part, slip and rotor speed at full load torque is asking, so let's find it. It is given that torque at maximum condition is equal to 2 times of torque at full load, and one more hint is given. S at maximum torque is equal to 10% or 0.1. Now we will use the formula TFL upon Tm equal to 2 divided by Sm T divided by slip at full load plus S at full load divided by S at maximum torque. This formula will be used to obtain the slip at full load. So torque at full load divided by maximum torque equal to 1 by 2, and S at maximum torque is 0.1. Putting this value in the formula, we get a quadratic equation in the form of S at full load SFL square minus 0.4 S at full load plus 0.01 equal to 0, and the solution of this quadratic equation will be S at full load equal to 0.0268 or 2.68% of slip at full load. Now from here we can find the speed at running condition, NR equal to NS multiplied by 1 minus S at full load. So NS, we know that 50 Hz 4 pole machine, it is 1500 multiplied by 1 minus S at full load is 0.0268. From here you will get running speed is 1460 rpm. Next one is rotor ohmic loss at full load torque. Rotor ohmic loss can be determined by mechanical output power. Here 10 kilowatt is given at the shaft output, and it is given that rotational losses are neglected. So 10 kilowatt, the shaft power is act as mechanical power developed or PM in this case. So for second part, PM or mechanical power developed is equal to 10 kilowatt, and from here P copper loss is equal to S divided by 1 minus S multiplied by Pm, or 0.0268 divided by 1 minus 0.0268 into 10 kilowatt. This will be the rotor copper loss. Answer is 275.4 watt. In third part, starting torque and rated voltage at frequency is asking. So starting torque, to find the starting torque, first we have to find the full load torque, and after getting the full load torque we will find the starting torque with the torque ratio relations. So torque at full load is equal to air gap power Pg divided by 2 pi ns by 60, and 2 pi ns by 60 is equal to omega s. Now Pg is equal to Pm divided by 1 minus S. Pm is the mechanical power developed over the shaft power. So by using this extension of the torque at full load, we will get torque is equal to 65.42 Newton meter. Now by the formula, torque at starting divided by torque at maximum condition is equal to 2 divided by slip at maximum torque divided by 1 plus 1 divided by slip at maximum torque condition, and this is equal to 2 divided by slip at maximum torque is 0.1 divided by 1 plus 1 by 0.1. Slip is 10%, and for starting it is 1. So it is equal to 2 divided by 10.1, and from here slip torque at maximum condition is equal to 2 times of full load torque. So T at ST divided by 2 multiplied to T at full load. So from here we can find the relation of T at ST is equal to 4 divided by 10.1 multiplied by torque at full load, and we know that torque at full load is equal to 65.42. So apply this 4 by 10.1 multiplied by 65.42 Newton meter. The answer is equal to 25.91 Newton meter. So this is the answer of third option. Now in fourth option, starting current in terms of full load current is asking. In option 4, it is asking the relation of starting current with respect to full load current. So we will use the formula what we have derived in example 6.12. I2 at starting divided by I2 at full load is equal to under root times S at full load square plus S at maximum torque condition whole square divided by S at full load whole square 1 plus S at maximum torque square. After putting the values, we get the ratio I2ST by I2 at full load is equal to 3.844. So I2 at starting is equal to 3.844 times of I2 at full load. This is the relation what is asking in option 4th. Similarly, in 5th option, stator current at maximum torque in terms of full load current is asking. So for option 5, we use the current relation I2 at maximum torque divided by I2 at full load is equal to under root of 1 by 2 whole bracket 1 plus S at maximum torque divided by S at full load whole square bracket closed. This formula will be used and we will put the value and find the ratio. After putting the value, the ratio of I2MT by I2FL is equal to 2.623. So I2 at maximum torque is equal to 2.623 multiplied by I2 at full load. From here we can conclude that I2 at maximum torque will be less than I2 at starting. Now in the last option, full load efficiency we have to find. So for option 6, full load efficiency is equal to PM divided by PG, because stator loss and rotational losses are neglected. So output power is equal to PM and input power is equal to air gap power. 10 kilowatt divided by 10.275 kilowatt. So efficiency is equal to 97.32%. From option 7th onward, instruction is given that external resistance is inserted in rotor circuit so that rotor resistance is now 3 times of previous one, and also given that full load torque will remain same. Now we have to find the slip at maximum torque in option number 7. In the problem it is given that stator loss is neglected, so stator resistance is also equal to 0. In that case, slip at maximum torque condition equal to R2 by X, and here X is equal to X equivalent plus X2. So from here we can conclude that slip at maximum torque is directly proportional to R2, and if R2 is increased, slip at maximum torque will be directly increasing. It is given that R2 is increased to 3 times, so slip at maximum torque will also increase to 3 times. SMT dash in this case is equal to 3 times of slip at maximum torque in previous case. 3 into 0.1 is equal to 0.3. In next part, full load slip and rotor speed is asking. In this case, torque at full load is given constant, and also torque at maximum condition is equal to 2 times of full load. So TFL by TM is equal to 1 by 2, and this will be equal to 2 divided by S at FL dash divided by S at maximum torque dash plus SMT dash divided by SFL dash, and it will be equal to SFL dash divided by SMT dash is 0.3 plus 0.3 divided by SFL dash. So to maintain this ratio, the denominator should be equal to 4, and from here the quadratic equation will be found, and after solving the quadratic equation SFL dash will be equal to 0.0804 or 8.04% is the slip at full load condition, and we can observe here that this slip at full load condition is equal to exactly 3 times of slip at full load in the previous case, which is equal to 0.0268. Now running speed at this full load slip will be equal to 1500 multiplied by 1 minus 0.0804, and it will be equal to 1379.4 rpm, and we can see here that it is less than the previous speed of 1460 rpm. As slip is increased, speed is reduced. In next option, starting torque is asking. In this option also we will use the same formula TST by TM ratio, and also put TM equal to 2 into TFL. So TST by T at full load equal to 4 divided by 1 upon S at maximum torque is 0.3 plus 0.3 divided by 1. So this will be comes out equal to 4 by 3.63. This is the ratio we obtained, and torque at full load condition is same as in previous case. So torque at starting equal to 4 by 3.63 multiplied by torque at full load is 65.42 Newton meter. So the result comes out to be 72.09 Newton meter, and we can observe from here that this is the starting torque condition when rotor resistance increased to 3 times. So it is compare from the previous case. In that case, T at starting was 25.91. So it is increasing hugely. So when rotor resistance increased, torque at starting will also increased. In the 10th part of this problem, starting current in terms of full load current is asking when rotor resistance is increased to 3 times. So by using the same formula, we will obtain I2ST divided by I2 at full load equal to 0.0804 square plus 0.3 square divided by 0.0804 square whole multiplied by 1 plus 0.3 square, and this will be equal to 3.7. So I2 at starting equal to 3.7 multiplied by I2 at full load. If we compare this ratio with previous one case, it will be lesser than the previous case where I2ST by I2FL was 3.844. In 11th part, rotor I square R loss at full load torque is asking. Rotor Cooper loss or I square R loss is equal to S at full load dash multiplied by PG, where PG is air gap power. Here PG is remain constant because PG equal to torque at full load multiplied by omega S. torque at full load is given constant and synchronous speed always remain constant, so Pg will be constant here. The value of Pg in previous case was 10275.4 watt. Apply the formula here. Copper loss will be equal to S at full load is 0.0804 multiplied by 10275.4 watt. So copper loss equal to 826.14 watt. In the last part, developed power or mechanical power developed and efficiency at full load torque is asking. Mechanical power developed after inserting the rotor resistance will be equal to 1 minus S at full load condition multiplied by air gap power, and 1 minus S at full load after inserting the resistance is 0.0804 into Pg is remains same 10.275 kilowatt. So the value is equal to 9449.26 watt. This is the output power or mechanical developed power. Now the efficiency is equal to P output divided by P input. Output power is equal to Pm dash and input power is Pg. Putting the values, Pm dash is 9449.26 divided by Pg is 10275.4. So the efficiency is 91.96%. We can conclude from here that after inserting the external resistance in rotor circuit, efficiency is reduced from 97 to 91.96%. That's all in this session. We will take some more problems in next videos, and if anyone have some doubts then ask in comment section. I will try to rectify it. Thanks for watching. Stay connected and keep practicing.